Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, we're out here at the Avon Park Aero Modelers Club. We're going to take up the FMS 1800mm Ranger that FMS sent me out for a review, and I'm going to give you a flight demonstration including all three levels of the Reflex version 3 that I installed. We're going to take off in the beginner mode or self-leveling mode, otherwise called stability mode, and we're going to take off and do a few circuits, take off and land in that mode. Then we'll go to the AS3X version or optimized mode, which is wind mitigation. And then last, I'll show you a demonstration with a plane flying with no gyro at all, just you and the plane, called direct mode. So let's go ahead and take off. This is the second flight ever. And I'm taking off flying in their stabilized mode or beginner mode. So I can't turn the plane upside down or get it in any real bad attitude to where a new pilot shouldn't be getting there anyways, but it's easier for it to recover. Great for a beginner. This is beginner mode. Okay, not going to use flaps or anything right now, just the way it, and 7-minute timer in the high rates in stability mode. Reflex version 3 got a 4000 Spectrum Smart Pack. All right. Does need a little bit of, gotta hold up the elevator a little bit. That's not too bad, but I cannot turn that plane. I'm as far ailerons as I can get. I can't get it upside down. Okay. Oh yeah, nice and stable. Not going to use flaps or anything because a beginner pilot would not be using flaps. I'm going to hold up a little bit of up elevator now. I'm going to turn in just
remaining 6 minutes.
Just my ailerons. Backing off the throttle just a little bit, bringing her in. A little bit kind of windy. All right, let's get her turned around here. I'm going to take off one more time in that mode. You do have to apply a little bit of elevator on takeoff, but that's fine. That's what you should have to learn to do that. Stay on your center line the best you can. All right, got my wings nice and level, ready to go. Got my nerves off. Okay, kind of shake it off. I'm going to gently apply throttle and start pulling up elevator. When I get to where the plane feels like it's getting ready to take off, I'll start. And every pilot understands that. You just get that naturally. You can tell when the plane's getting ready to take off. Start applying a little bit of up elevator, and off she goes. Up to full throttle now. Start turning with my ailerons. Okay. Just a simple aileron turn, holding a little bit of up elevator, just a touch. All right, back into the wind, down to under half throttle now. The stability mode has got her, as the name suggests, very stable right now, even in this crazy wind. Okay, I'm going to turn out towards the road, using a little bit of rudder and a little bit of ailerons. Okay. All right, a little bit of rudder, a little bit of aileron, keeping my wings as level as possible. All right, backing off my throttle now, getting lined up in the middle of the runway. No throttle at all right now, she's just floating in. There we go. All right. Definitely, I think that's a good demonstration of the self-leveling or stability mode. Cannot get the plane to go upside down. All I can do is fly a simple little circuit around the field, but that's exactly what a beginner needs to do. Just keep doing that. Taking off and landing, taking off and landing, taking off and landing. Drill that muscle memory in. All right, now we're going to go to the optimized mode, which is full control, but I can go upside down. I have full control and go upside down. She's not going to self-level for me. And so for this, I am going to use my flaps. Okay. Taking off into the wind, keep her level, pull back on the elevator,
flaps up,
throttle, and there we go. Now just to show you that, couldn't do that in stability mode. I couldn't have gone upside down in stability mode. It wouldn't let me. All right. Still just as locked in as before. Let's get ourselves a touch and go here. Out of the throttle. A little roll and go. All right. Take it up. Get her turned. You almost have power to just about hover there. So yeah, optimized mode does not restrict the pilot in any way. It just helps that light foam plane handle the wind. Makes it fly like a bigger, heavier wooden plane. All right, let's get turned around a little too high to land. Okay. And we're going to use landing flaps this time.
Flaps.
Wheelie. All right. All right, there's your AS3, or not AS3X, but optimized mode demonstration. Let's go ahead and take optimized mode. Let's go out here to the grass and take off and land in the grass with our optimized mode. All right. All right. Take off flaps in the grass.
Flaps up.
All right. Take it over here.
Time remaining 4 minutes. Landing flaps.
Landing flaps. Out of the power. Back into about 8 throttle now. There we go. Now.
Flaps up.
Now we're going to be completely raw. We're going to go to the
manual mode.
Manual mode. We're going to take off from the grass. No flaps. Just hit it and go. All right. All right, no flaps, no optimization, just in their regular direct mode. No wind gyro helping me at all. I'm doing all that, that's not the wind. No problem with inverted. All right, now let's land. What we'll do is we'll land in the grass, then we'll take off in the grass and land on the runway. Let's land in the grass now. No flaps. No flaps, no flaps. All right. Took off in the grass, land in the grass. Now let's get over here to the runway, and we'll take off from the runway and land on the runway in their direct mode or no gyro. No flaps. All right, here we go.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
All right, take it up. Kill the motor. Knife edge, well, let's see if I can get her to snap roll. A little bit, didn't quite snap, but it did have a tight roll. All right, I'm in my high rates, just so you're aware. 100% throw is 30% expo. 40% expo on the rudder. All right, gonna land on the runway. No flaps. And that's 2 landings for the price of 1. All right, I think that's a good demonstration of all 3 levels. Let's take it back here, and I'm going to show you where I mounted the Reflex version 3 and how it changes in the different modes. We're going to take it back to the bench though. Well, here, let's show the rates and everything real quick. The rates don't change even though I'm in whatever mode I'm in. Let me just show you the mix, the flat mix, and the rates, okay? Okay, flew at my high rates the entire time, which 100% throws, 30% expo on aileron, same on elevator, and rudder is 100%, but with 40% expo, I think. Yeah, 40% expo. All right, my flap systems, which I did use, flaps up are negative 100%, no mix. Takeoff flaps, 0% with 15% down elevator mix. Landing is 100% with 40% down elevator mix with a 2-second deployment. All right, now
the prop is secured.
Make sure you got your prop turned off. Show you where the reflex in here is. You want to grab your hatch or your hatch latch, grab it, use it. Now, I'm in no gyro mode, okay? So if you look on the reflex, it's just a slow beep. I'm going to change to beginner mode now.
Stabilized mode.
Stabilized mode, the red lights just stays on, okay? Back to no gyro
Manual
or direct,
mode.
Manual mode, slow beep, and then here's optimized mode.
Optimized mode.
Fast beep, okay? So let me show you on the transmitter. Optimized mode, I pull it towards me. I assigned it to this switch. Okay, that's optimized mode.
Manual mode.
Manual's manual, or the middle's manual, or no gyro or direct.
Stabilized
and then
mode.
away from is stabilized mode, which has the, I guess, the slow beep.
No, the steady burn.
Steady one. So stabilized is steady.
Manual mode.
Manual mode is a slow beep. Okay, slow flash, and then optimized
mode
is a fast beep, a fast flash. Notice where I've got the battery. Okay, so that's for CG. Let's check our battery, and I'll show you CG real quick. That's a 4000 with a 30C Spectrum Smart Pack. We flew for basically about 4.5 minutes. Oh, about that. Yes, battery's still going to be quite high, actually. 55% left, so we'll go up again. 55% left with 38, 38, 38, 38, 38, 38 per cell. So let's go up again, and we're just going to leave it in optimized mode. Don't be tempted to put your hatch in and then smack it with your hand, because that'll eat into you. What you need to do is put your black to black, grab your little peg, set it down, and then let it slide forward. Okay, wind is turning the plane direct. All right, we've still got 2.5 minutes on a 7-minute timer. So I guess I flew for what, 4 minutes in before, and or no, 4.5 minutes. So 4.5 minutes before. All right, let's just go. We're going to just leave it in optimized mode, and we're going to just do a few touch and goes, because really, when you're learning to plane, honestly, just take a battery, come out here with a battery, especially when you're learning a plane, and once you've got her trimmed and you're used to how she's flying, then just take a battery and just start doing touch and goes, touch and goes, touch and goes. Just bring her in for landing, take off. Bring her in for landing, take off. Learn that muscle memory, hone in that taking off and that landing muscle memory, because that's your most important skill anyways. So let's just do that for the rest of this battery. All right, we're not gonna use flaps or anything. We're just gonna Not this time. We're gonna take off direct in the optimized mode. Gonna do a few touch and goes. A little bit of back pressure on the elevator. Off we go. I cannot stress enough bringing out a battery and just dedicate a few batteries just to doing touch and goes, just doing your landing drills. This is the second time I've ever flown this plane. This plane. Now, I've had this plane before a couple of times and ended up selling them, but this particular individual plane, this is the second time ever flying it. And it flies just like the its little brother, little 1220 Ranger, just bigger. I didn't even touch. Almost. And it's windy. It is windy. But then again, folks, you all know, watch my channel. It seems, in fact, Stefan RC, he comments on my stuff quite often. And he came in last night and said, "Do you ever have a calm day?" And I said, "Yeah, on the 30th of February every year." There, one wheel there. I ain't gonna lie, that was I just got lucky. But let's see if we can do a wheelie. See if we can bring it in and do a wheelie. Well, hold on. Maybe not. Hold on. If you don't like it, go around. Shouldn't be calling my shots in pool this quick, this soon. There we go. One wheel. That time I meant to do it. All right, let's actually land with flaps this time. You can see how much slower she is. A lot more controlled descent now.
Flaps up.
All right, that's something else we need to do, is show the STOL take capability of the plane. Because it does have a STOL capability to it.
Landing flaps.
All right. What I'm going to do here, all right, you see where we're at. Flaps are all the way down into the wind, and I'm just going to gun it, and we want to see STOL, short takeoff or landing. All right, so this is the short takeoff. Okay, you got a very short runway. You got to get out of here in a hurry. But you got to get out of them flaps quick, because otherwise she might balloon too bad on you. So be ready for it. Full throttle, here we go.
Flaps up.
All right, I did put a little bit of elevator in, but she took off in what? 6 feet, 7 feet, something like that. Let's do that in the grass.
Landing flaps.
For you guys that got grass fields, you want to see the STOL capability of this plane. Whoa. Well, that's not good. But that's the unpredictability of that land. Okay, full flaps all the way down. We're going to just gun it.
Flaps up.
Well, I took off what, 4 or 5 feet, maybe? Maybe 4 feet? See if we can't get a better landing in that grass. No flaps this time. There we go, just a little bit of flare. All right. Got 31 seconds. Let's get one more takeoff and landing, and then we'll go over the battery and CG. All right, here we go. No flaps, just going to take off. A little bit of back pressure.
20 seconds.
Put my flaps
Landing
down.
flaps.
There, 2 landings for the price of 1.
Flaps up. The prop is secured.
Okay, 16 seconds left on a 7-minute timer. Go ahead and check our CG. CG on the plane is 75 to 85, not wind, back from the leading edge of the wing, which puts the 75 is right behind that tape, right behind that tape, and then 85 is just a little bit further back. I got my fingers on the 85, the furthest back, and you can see how level she is. She's holding level right there. All right, now, to get that CG, take your hatch as it blows away, and that's where I got the 4,000. Basically, all the way forward. Let me get out of the autofocus here. All right, that's where I got the 4,000 to get that CG. I do have a little bit of room to go a little further forward, but not much at all. All right, let's check our battery. All right, and 26% left with 37, 37, 37, 37, 37 per cell, 26%. So if I put a 5,000 in here, I might move the battery back a 5,000, maybe a quarter of an inch. If I put a 3,200, I'd go as far forward as I could possibly get it. In the earlier film, I thought I was all the way forward, but I wasn't. So, but yeah, that's where I got the 4,000, just the end of it tucked under there. So you could put a 3,200 in there, but you're going to have to get it as far forward as you can possibly get it. And I honestly, get a 4,000. You're going to get better flight time. You're going to get a better, more positive experience. My opinion is go with a 4,000 or a 5,000 4S only. This does not fly on 3S. Okay? All right, well, there you go, folks. That is the complete flight demonstration of all 3 levels of the Vector version 3. I didn't show my receiver, but it's up in there. It's just a 7-channel Lemon RX, just a plain Jane receiver, no gyro. It's up and it's just plugged up on the sidewall with the antennas going to 90 degrees from each other. There's really no need to show that. But I got that Reflex version 3. I showed you all 3 demos. If you don't like the way, or you don't think it reacts enough for you, or you want less or more, you can Bluetooth ability on your phone to change the parameters of the way you want to. But honestly, I didn't change it at all. I made sure it worked. I made sure it connected to my phone, but I left it on the Ranger's profile when I found the Ranger profile. There's many videos on using the Reflex version 3, but I just use it the way it is, the way it came, and I'm happy with the way it performs. The FMS, thank you so much for sending this Ranger out to me. It's a great flying plane, very stable, very beginner friendly. I think it's a great beginner plane because it's big, it's easy to see. It is a little more expensive, and also the batteries are going to cost you a little bit more. The Ranger 1220 is that sweet spot. It's just big enough to where you can easily see it, and it's also small enough where it runs on an economical, like a 2200 3S battery. This would be their great second plane. This would be a great second plane. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. God bless y'all. Jesus is Lord. Camera precious, thank you for filming. Viewers, thank you for stopping by and saying hello and seeing this Ranger do the demonstration. God bless y'all. Y'all have a good, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and the Ranger's 1800 millimeters from FMS. Bye, y'all.